Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, everyone can hear me loud and clear. I am very happy for Self Care Sunday. This is the International Women of Blockchain event that we're bringing to you all month long. Today, we're going to have Self Care Sunday, which is very important in order for us to recenter ourselves and relax and get back in the right frame of things. I do have Dr. Lamney who's going to join us in a second. But first, I want to welcome all of you. We've had such a great time this past week, and now we're starting a whole new week. So there's plenty more that's in store for everyone coming up this week. On Monday, we have Mind Your Money Monday, which is all about cryptocurrencies. On Tuesday, we have NF Tuesdays, which is all about NFTs. So you're going to get a chance to meet all the ladies who are presenting and creating their own NFTs. And some of them are up and ready for you guys to participate. We got a few drops that have happened, so I can't wait for you guys to be introduced to those drops. On Wednesday, it's Worldwide Wednesdays. And Worldwide Wednesdays is when we get together as a community and we have a few panel discussions talking about the Web3, how it's formed and how it's going to impact us as a community. We have a lot of great discussions, particularly around governance, community, and the whole meaning of this whole space, which is decentralization. And on Thursday, we have Table Talk Thursdays. We get to dive in and talk to some of these ladies who are building. And let me just tell you, there's a lot of great ladies in our space who are creating, got their sleeves rolled up, and they're getting their hands dirty. Friday, we have Futuristic Fridays, which is awesome. If you guys missed the last Futuristic Fridays, you missed a lot. I think you need to tap in. No, I know you need to tap in because we had such a great time. We were introduced to a new metaverse experience where you had the Paris Eiffel Tower right outside your doorstep. I can't tell you how fantastic that was. Thank you very much, Artsy. We also got introduced to a female football player, which was awesome. She's dropping on International Women's Day, which is March 8th. And I want all of y'all to tap in. Go to GIQNFTs with plural.com, GIQNFTs.com, and you'll be able to tap into her drop that's coming soon. We have so much planned for you this entire March for Women History Month. It's important for us to understand that there's plenty of women in the blockchain space, so that if you're an outsider looking in, make sure you tap into this event, tap into all the speakers, and get to know them. Join our Discord. Go ahead and make that purchase. $25 is going to give you access to all of our live stream. You get to comment, you get to interact with the speakers, and then after that, you get to go into our Discord and continue the conversations. And I definitely want you guys to tap in. There's a lot of opportunities that are being spread around. So far, I've made a few connections just simply because these ladies were participating in this event. There's collaborations going on as well. There's going to be giveaways. We have NFTs. We're going to have auctions. We're going to have so much more. And guess what? It's only March 6th. It's also my mom's birthday. So happy birthday, Mom. So it's only March 6th. So I'm really excited. And there's so much that's coming up. We're going to go ahead and go to an intermission. And then when we come back, we will have Dr. Lamney come in and recenter us and give us that bell ring. I can't wait. All right, I'll see you guys in a few. All right. We're just trying to get Dr. Lamley. Give me another minute and she'll be able to join us. She's navigating through these Discord streets, so I'm trying to get her to come in and just give me a second. So I was dancing with the music. I can't help it. I have to dance with the music, and I hope y'all are dancing. I mean, it's Sunday. It's self-care Sunday. It's time for us to relax, to take in some fun, and not be so serious, and take a breather. And with that said, I'm gonna bring up Dr. Lamney, and she's gonna join me on screen. And you guys don't understand how happy I am to have her. Hey, Dr. Lamney.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, Yinka. Hi, everyone. How's it going? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday.
So good to
Man,
see you.
okay, so I'm very excited to have you join us. I've been talking about this for a minute because Self-Care Sunday is really important for all of us, right? Especially since, we've been planning this thing since January and been working nonstop. And I want all my ladies to tap in, all my guys to tap in and be able to recenter ourselves, relax, and enjoy, life, right, for what it is. There's a lot of stuff that's going on right now in the world, right? And unfortunately, it's out of our control to some degree, right? But the only thing that we can do is control ourselves. And we, in times like this, definitely need ways to relax, recenter, and get in tune with who we are as humans. And, hopefully we can get to a place where, things are perfect. And, we are definitely working towards decentralization, right? And with that whole decentralization aspect, I was actually just talking to someone yesterday that, with decentralization, we have no need for one central person or an entity to have that power, right? And I'm hoping that by us participating and creating and being in this space, we learned that individualism is important as group and community, right? And so having you here, getting us to recenter and, getting us to focus on the positive things. And I was actually hoping that you would be outside, by the water and all that stuff, but that's okay. That's delicious. But I'm going to let you take it away. So go ahead, Dr. Lemley.
Oh, thank you, Yinka. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm going to do these right here because I think that this is... There they go. Oh, blessings. Happy Sunday, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations on the... Oh my goodness, on this conference. I'm so happy and grateful to be here with you all. Yes, so we need to center ourselves a little bit. We need to it's a busy space, so I'm super excited to have a couple of things for us to talk about. But first, let's do center ourselves. So I'm going to invite everybody to just be wherever they're at. To take this opportunity to allow everything to go. There's nothing to do right now. There's nothing to be. Taking this opportunity right now to take a deep breath in. And exhale. Take another deep breath, a gentle breath all the way down to the bottom of your belly. Full breath. And release. Taking another gentle breath all the way down. That's right. And let that go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So today I'm talking about stress. We're talking about stress management. What does stress look like? How does stress manifest in your body? And what are type of signs and symptoms for you to kind of look for? So let's talk about what is stress, and stress is something that it's a natural reaction, right? So if you're having stress, this is something that comes with the life and times of the human being. Okay, you're not there's nothing happening to you that's not different from anybody else. Okay, so it's a response that activates fight, flight, and freeze. So let's pretend right now as if a tiger is running to you, right? Imagine, what do you want to do? A tiger. Okay, what's the reaction that you're sensing in your body? Some people might want to fight, right? I'm going to fight this tiger. Some people might want to flee and run, right? And some people might want to just freeze. Some people paralyze, right, in the face of stress. Okay, so these are three reactions that we normally have, and people go through these reactions at different points in time, at different spans of our lifetimes. So you want to be kind of mindful of what it is that you're kind of experiencing, right? Again, now this tiger is running towards you. The tiger has now become bills, minting, gas fees, right? Having to keep up with social media in the space, right? So all of these things becomes that tiger. So even by the thought of the tiger itself being replaced by all these different things, we just have these different types of stress responses. So it's important for us to kind of understand that we've all had stress in our lives. Everybody has, stressful experiences when you're speaking in a space for the very first time, right? I know that for me, for instance, I was trembling. My voice was just oh my goodness, I can't hear anybody. I can't see anybody. I'm what is happening right now, right? So these are things that kind of happen to us. And I'm looking over to the side because I'm looking at my screen. So please be mindful of that. I'm just looking at my notes here. So absolutely. So it's something that happens when we're speaking in public, when we're going to an unknown place, when things are uncertain, and never more now than what we've been experiencing with the pandemic, then things have been more uncertain than ever, right? We don't know when the world's going to open up again, if it's going to open up again, when is this stuff going to go away? When are we going to go back to normal? Is this the new normal? When we're traveling, when we're driving, things like this, those can all be kind of stressful situations. So think about what brings you stress. And try to identify that, because I think that a lot of things that happen to us, we don't even think, we're not even mindful that it's occurring. We're just reactive, right? So it's important to kind of think about and identify and name it. When we name something, when we bring it out of our unconscious, when we bring it out, it's like an elephant in the room. We put it on the table and we look at it, okay? Then it's something that we can deal with, right? Because a lot of us are just repressing it, pushing it away in denial, just kind of like not even thinking about it, having different types of defense mechanisms to deal with it. So it's okay, you know, it's okay to have stress. This is a normal reaction. There's no shame in it. This is your body trying to respond and take care of itself. Okay, so when you have stress, let's identify what is causing you stress. So take notes. All right. So there's different things that you can do to manage stress, right? And there's different kind of like things that you'll be able to notice, signs and symptoms. Okay, so I have stress. For instance, for me, I have stress because I can't say no. I love to do everything. I love to help everybody, but I'm one person. I don't have clones, right? So what I need to do is really kind of like understand what are my signs and symptoms that happen to me when I'm stressed out. So for your body, right? Everybody's different. Everybody's reaction in their physical body is different, right? So some people, what will happen is when we have stress, imagine again that tiger that's running towards you, right? So that tiger is coming towards you and you're feeling like a heartbeat. Your heartbeat starts to palpitate, right? So you're having like a flood of like of blood, right, coming out throughout your whole entire body. Some people get hot, right? Some people get like palmy hands, right? This is another way that people kind of like manifest stress. If what will happen is all the blood from your stomach goes out and goes into your extremities, right? Like, because I got to run away from this tiger. So this is what's happening for us when we have stress. If you notice, some people have like a stomach pains, or they'll have kind of like an upset stomach, right? So this is again your digestion stopping because your stress is saying like, yo, I can't really like digest right now. I need this energy to run away from that tiger, right? So that's what's happening for us in that moment. So a lot of us are not eating when we have stress, and some of us eat a lot. So these are kind of signs and symptoms of stress. Another one that occurs to me most certainly is that I bite my nails. That energy either goes out, we externalize it, or it goes in, right? Some of us kind of like that energy kind of like explodes outside, and some of us implode some of that energy within, right? So for me, I tend to kind of like just destroy myself and bite my nails when I'm stressed out. When I have no stress, my nails are so long. So these are signs and symptoms about yourself that you want to kind of like figure out what's happening in your body, because once we can kind of like identify what's happening with our body, then we can remediate it. Another thing that's really important to kind of like be mindful of is that I don't know about you, but if you have stress, watch your breath. And if you notice, your breath is going to slow down or quicken up, right? Some people stop breathing and some people hyperventilate. Okay, so being mindful of that. So right now I want all of us just to take a deep breath in and release that. Take another breath and let that go. Okay, so this is something that we can do quickly when we have stress. It's just being mindful and just taking that pause just to breathe. That's all we're doing here, right? Just breathing. All right, so a couple more things here. These are signs and symptoms, right? Let's see what else happens in your body. So again, I said heart palpitations. Sometimes we don't sleep. When we have a lot of sleep, we have racing minds, a lot of things. So here's something really quick that we can kind of like be mindful of. This is a tip for y'all. Our breath, how quick and how fast we breathe, regulates how expansive our lungs become, right? So and how fast our lungs expand, that drives the oxygen into our hearts, right? And then that blood starts to roll out contingent on that oxygen and how fast that oxygen is coming in. So then that's where we start getting hypertension, right? This is when we start kind of like getting different types of heart diseases because we're not breathing. Okay, we're breathing too fast. We have anxiety. And so what happens when we have chronic stress is that we have all of these types of ailments. We have heart disease, we have high blood pressure, things like that, all because of stress. Chronic stress. Okay, so being mindful of your breath. So we cannot control the stress in our lives, but we can control our breathing. Okay, so taking long deep breaths, doing like 4 or 5 of those, This is a practice that you can do and that you can Google if you like. From my studies when I was in India, is pranayama breathing. Okay, pranayama breathing really helps to regulate and support your breathing, okay, and to slow down your breath, taking long breaths. If you notice that turtles, they breathe like, I think they take like maybe 4 or 5 breaths per minute, and human beings are just like, I'm not even sure, don't quote me, but it's somewhere in the teens. And if you notice how long the lives are of turtles, right? They have long lives because they're breathing longer, right? So the longer your breath is, the longer your life will be. The shorter your breath is, the shorter your life will be. So all it has to do with kind of like breathing. So this is like, one of the tips, and one of the fountains of youth, that you can have right here, to kind of like really elongate your life, have a better quality of life. This is breathing. Okay, and right now I'm speaking really fast. I'm not even breathing myself, but that's just because I got a lot of material that I want to get through. So I hope I'm not getting anybody like an attack right now. We will do a practice at the end. So just like an FYI, I just want to give you some information, and then we'll do a longer practice to kind of get us really centered. Okay, so thank you so much for bearing with me as I kind of go through this material, which I think is so important for us to kind of be mindful of. Okay, so another thing that we want to be mindful of, your body is a machine. Okay, our bodies it's a machine. It's different in the morning, it's different in the afternoon, it's different at night, right? So we want to be mindful that when if I wake up, I check in with myself. Where am I from a scale of 0 to 10? This is a self-assessment that you can do to track yourself. Okay, this is really really easy. All right, 0 is I feel crappy, it's terrible, it's gonna be a horrible day. I woke up on the negative side. And then 10 is the highest. That's kind of like I'm doing great, I'm excellent, I can take on the world, there's nothing that can stop me, right? So I wake up in the morning, I'm like, where am I? Because half the time we're just reactive. But if I can take a moment to step outside and see how I'm doing, then I can actually objectively look at myself from a proactive way instead of from like a reactive way, if that makes sense. So let's try to be proactive instead of reactive. So this is a really good strategy for us to do, okay? So checking in with myself in the morning, where am I? Okay, I'm like right now, this morning, I woke up like a 6, 7. I was like, I got stuff to do. I'm a little bit overwhelmed, but I'm gonna get it done. So like at least that kind of like gives me an opportunity to kind of like deal with myself like a 2-year-old. Sometimes we just kind of have to kind of like speak to ourselves like babies and be like and soothe ourselves. I'm like, yo, Lemni, it's gonna be okay. You need to relax. So like these are kind of like skills and strategies that you can do to check in with yourself, and you can do this throughout the day. It doesn't only have to be in the morning, right? If it's not, you can do this in the middle of the day just to check in. How am I from 0 to 10, right? And then it kind of gives you kind of like an idea about how you want to kind of deal with that information. We're taking in data and we're kind of like utilizing that to benefit us rather than mindlessly that just going through the day reactively. Okay, this is about being mindful. Okay, so thank you so much for that. You might want to use this tool, this tracking tool again, and you can do this for your thoughts, your feelings. How am I feeling right now at nighttime? Right, right before going to bed. If I still have stuff to do, right? If it's nighttime and I'm at a 2, boy, you best believe I'm not doing shit. Excuse my French, but I'm not doing anything on that day. Okay, like that's it. It's a wrap. Like I'm going to bed. But if it's like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and I'm still like up and I'm feeling like my tracking is like at a 6 or 7, then I'm gonna go ahead and like do a couple more things because I still have the energy. I still have that. But if I don't, like for instance, like if I have like dishes to do, like sometimes I'll be like, yo, those dishes are gonna have to wait for me for tomorrow because like, all right, I don't necessarily want no roaches or ants, but like what I'm saying is that sometimes it's okay. It's not every day. Not every day we're gonna be at a 2 at night. So like being mindful also that there's an impermanence to our experience, that there's a change. And so like we have to kind of give ourselves that opportunity to honor those days when I'm at a 2. Like I really need to calm down. I really need to take a breath. I need to slow down. I need that nap. you know if it's different, if I'm at a different energy level, then it's going to be different. But it takes a little bit of self-awareness, okay, for me to be able to be cognizant of that and to realize what's happening for me. So those tracking, that's something that you can do for yourself, okay, both emotionally, physically. You can use tracking for anything, 0 to 10. Just check on yourself and to give yourself an objective understanding of what's happening for me at that time. All right, again, going back to the body being a machine. Your body is very different when we're 5 years old, when we're in our 20s, when we're in our 40s, 60s, 70s. Okay, we need to be kind of like mindful of the fact that there's certain limitations and capacities that we have at different stages of life. Okay, so like being kind to ourselves and understanding that what was happening for me back then is not happening for me right now. Okay, and that acceptance allows us to release. Okay, for instance, all right, I'll talk a little bit about my dissertation. I'm a clinical psychologist, NFT artist, curator. I should have done it in the beginning, but like just a little bit about myself, right? So my dissertation, I did a study on Dominican women, and I asked them about their ethnic identity, how they ethnically identified, right? I asked them about, how they learned about beauty and how all of this affected their self-esteem, right? Because as women, as people in general, women of color, Black women, right? We have beauty standards. Men also have standards of how they're supposed to be, so this was very interesting to me to explore in terms of like my dissertation. So what I was asking folks was just like, I had a different inventory, a self-esteem inventory, and I did a qualitative research study with them where I asked them all these interview questions, right? So what I noticed was that, I asked them, how do you identify? Because Dominicans are very multiracial. We a lot of us are, white with blue eyes, fair skin, mulatto, dark complexion, all types of like, the whole gamut, right? So like when I did the study, and the women who identified as Black Dominican were the ones who had the higher self-esteem. Okay, and why was that the case? Because they had said, okay, this is the ideal. The ideal is that you have to look like this, you have to have a shape like this, you have to be fair skinned. Those are within the constructs of Dominican culture. That's what the beauty ideal was. So when I asked those women why they felt that way, they're like, I'm never going to look like that. I'm never going to be able to change my complexion. My hair is always going to look the way that it is. My hair is not going to be long and curly and all the way down to the bottom of my waist. That's not what I look like. That's not how I rock in life. Therefore, I let go of that and I accepted myself. So therefore, they had the higher self-esteem than the other women in the study. So that goes to show that once we stop fighting the would-haves, could-haves, should-haves, and allow for ourselves to go into flow, we start to accept ourselves. We start to love ourselves. We start to have more patience for ourselves, not only for ourselves, but for others. Okay, so what you do for yourself really supports how we're kind of like impacting the rest of the world. So it takes one to change the world, right? It all starts with us. So starting to accept who we are for all intents and purposes is going to be really a key for, minimizing our stress, pumping up our self-esteem and really feeling like the powerful, women and beautiful Black women and beautiful women of color and beautiful all types of women in the world and beautiful men that we are. Okay, so big ups to that. All right, so we already spoke about recognizing your signs of stress, and okay, and then the other thing is developing a certain strategy to tolerate stress, right? So what we want to do is we want to have a good healthy diet. We want to move our bodies around. If you notice what animals do, they shake off. They shake off the stress. If you ever seen kind of like an impala being chased by like a lion or a tiger or like a cheetah or anything or any type of predator, you notice that if they manage to get away, they shake. And what they're doing there is that they're shaking off the stress. That cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, right? So by doing that, they're shaking it off. So how do we shake? All right, we want to learn how to shake. We learn to shake in different ways, and this is going to be different for everybody. We shake by dancing, right? We shake by walking, exercising, by playing sports, right? Because what we want to bring is we want to bring endorphins, right, into our bodies, right? That's how we shake the cortisol, by bringing in the endorphins. Okay, we're talking about hormones. This is a body, right? And so we want to kind of like work at it from that angle. So these are kind of like different things that we can do. Doing art, being creative, being around people that you love, who love you. Love is a ridiculous opioid, right? When moms are like having their babies, right, and they're nursing their babies, and this is if they're not having post stress, stress after having their babies, right? Like there's a certain reaction from the bonding that happens, and those hormones go to the child. So those hormones is what we're actually offering and sharing with the world. So shaking, art, dancing, singing, playing. Oh my God, playing. Who played when they was little? Everybody played when you were little, and the joys of playing. So figure out what playing is for you and start putting that into your calendar. Okay. Learning how to eat. Okay, we want to have a full diet. This is going to be different for everybody because we all have different kind of like nutrition and health requirements, right? But making sure that you eat 3 meals a day, right? When I was in India, I studied Ayurveda. And this is just one scope. It doesn't have this is not one size fits all, but this is just a little bit of wisdom and knowledge that I learned when I was there. So in Ayurveda, and this is something actually, I'm in the Dominican Republic right now. This is a practice that we actually utilize here, right? The heaviest meal of the day is going to be the middle of the day. Okay, that's your heaviest meal. It's not going to be breakfast. It's not going to be dinner. That's going to be the heaviest meal. Why? Because that's when we move the most. That's when the body is the most activated. That's when we need the most amount of fuel, right? And okay, all right, we're in a pandemic. A lot of people are sitting at home, right? A lot of people are just kind of like, we have a micro ecosystems right now that we're not even kind of like going outside for different reasons because either we're on lockdown or because it's winter, for different reasons, right? So we want to be able to kind of like move our bodies to the best of our ability within the household. If you can, put on a show, an exercise routine on YouTube. Put on some yoga and follow that. Okay, like whatever it is that you need, take out that time. Back to eating. Okay, so in the middle of the day is when we're eating, right? That's the heaviest meal. What does that look like? Okay, how much should I be eating? What's the quantity? Okay, so half of the stomach should be solids, right? What solids is like as big as what can fit in your palm, right? That's how much of solids we should be eating, right? The other quarter should be water, liquids, or preferably liquids. We like sugar, we like our soda, all of that stuff. Watch how much of that we consume. Everything is moderation. It doesn't mean that you can have stuff. It just means that you have to watch how much of it you have, right? And then the last quarter of your stomach, right, when we're eating, when we're consuming, should be air. Okay, because the air, right? So that means that we don't eat till the food is up to here, right? Because that's gonna make us sluggish. That's gonna make us want to take a nap after we eat. That's not gonna allow us to do the digestion, right? So this is what we want to do for eating, and this is gonna help you trust and believe that this is gonna be very helpful. The second heaviest meal of the day is going to be breakfast. We need the fuel, right? We need the fuel in the morning, something to wake us up. You need to break the fast, right? One of the things that my grandmother did, that I watched her do every single day, is in the morning she would have a cup of a warm lemon water to start her digestive system going and to just flow that out, right? And to get, to bring hydration. So make sure that you're drinking plenty of water throughout the day. We are water. Water helps us to move out the stress hormones. Okay, so this is something that's super important. If you can, have as much water as you can throughout the day. The smallest meal of the day is going to be dinner. Why? Okay, and for us, if you're living in the U.S., we have a culture of having a heavy meal at 7, 8 o'clock at night. No, you're going to sleep. Like, you're not going to have peaceful rest when your stomach and your intestines are working. Who's going to rest when the inside of your body is still moving? Who's gonna get rest like that? I don't know if you get nightmares right before you sleep, but sometimes I do. So being mindful of that. Talking about sleep hygiene. This is something that's super important. Putting down the phone, putting down the phone, putting down the phone, putting down the phone. We need to put down the phone about an hour before we go to bed. Put the phone in another room. Don't even touch it. Okay, we need to start decompressing. We can't be stimulated. The blue light from the screens are messing us up. Okay, so I know a lot of us are just kind of like scrolling through at night. Put down your phone, please. This is going to help you sleep better. It's going to help you with your stress. It's going to help you minimize a lot of stuff. All right, so that's what we're talking about, the body. All right, a couple more things that I want to talk about here. We talked about food, about diet, moving around, shaking your body, exercising regularly. Okay, and making relaxation a normal part of your day. Okay, one of the good things to have is structure. In this pandemic, in this NFT space, in the metaverse, in the blockchain right now, a lot of us are either overscheduled or don't have any scheduling strategies at all. Okay, we want to be flexible with what we have, but we definitely want to have a calendar. Okay, put things in your calendar, write things down that you need to do, put in the time, that you need to do it, and when you wake up in the morning, look at what you have to do. In the nighttime, if you can, write down everything that you have to do for the next day, put it in your schedule, and that way it's done. So by the time you wake up, you can see your structure, you can see your schedule, and you can get right to it. That way you don't have to be late for stuff, you don't have to miss appointments, you don't have to miss deadlines to get stuff into conferences, to submit work for different types of NFT shows, etc. So these are things that we want to do, right? Being mindful of that, and just making time for like your self-care. I'm like, from this time to this time, this is what I'm doing. For instance, for me, all right, so I carry my stress right here in my neck, so I need to do kind of like rolls in the morning, and because I'm always constantly holding the phone, right? I'm doing this and I'm looking down at the phone all day. I'm one that's typically not too much on the computer, so and if you're on the computer, you're doing this all day, right? So doing your roles, and being aware of where you're feeling that stress, breathing in into those body parts, is super important. And we'll do a practice right before we end again, like I said, to kind of like release the body. All right. After this, a couple more things. Taking time to play. Having a good sense of humor. Having a this is my favorite. I love to laugh. Like this is my savior in life. Like if I can, like if I'm having a really stressed out day, I will put on some comedy. I will put on some funny YouTube videos. I will watch some comedians on like Netflix if I can. Like this really what laughter does, it releases the stress hormone, and it gives us endorphins. So don't forget to laugh. Life is short. Life is very impermanent. It goes by so quickly. So being mindful of the fact that at any moment in time I could go. So I have to be mindful that, like, right now, how do I want to spend these moments? It really kind of brings you into the present. you know um so definitely having like a good sense of humor. Another thing to have, if you don't have it already, is having a really strong system of support, of emotional support, spiritual support. Having a support system. Who are the people who got your back? Who are the people who are always there for you? Who are the people who we underappreciate and undervalue, and who are always present in our lives? Appreciate them, seek them out. Pay it forward. There's an expression in Spanish that says one hand washes the other. We're here into this world together. Nobody is like here by ourselves. Yes, we came alone. Yes, we'll leave alone. But while we're here, in the meantime, we really have to kind of have those people that we lean on, that we know that can always be there, that will be present for us. And stop chasing the people that we want. Okay, and look at the people who are there. This is super important. A lot of us are constantly like with a FOMO and wanting to be with that crowd and wanting to rock with those people. We have to accept the reality that we have right now. Okay, so like this is like a way that we can really like develop acceptance and relaxation. Like, I can't be around to chase the people, or try to be after star this, star that, like, celebrity this, NFT celebrity that. Like, I need to rock with who's around me and love those people who love me. So love those who love you, have a strong emotional support system, and those people who are there, appreciate them, love them back, and have strong bonds with them. Okay. And if you don't have those people in your life currently, because sometimes it's difficult to have those people, how can I cultivate that? What is it within what I'm doing within my own practices in life, that are not allowing those people to come in? How am I pushing those people away? Those people who want to be there, how am I undervaluing them? So having strong emotional support system is super important for stress. Spiritual support, my goodness, my thing is my practice. You don't have to believe in God. I'm a Buddhist, so like for me, my practice, my spirituality, my meditation, if it's for you, if it's reading scripture, if it's understanding there's a higher power, if it's for you, if art is your God, if art is your flow, if that's your medium, if helping others is your medium, like whatever it is that brings you joy, that spirituality that makes you feel connected to others in a way that is unseen, in a way that's palpable, that wisdom, whether it's going to church, whether it's doing rituals, whether it's doing prayers, whether it's doing sister circles, all of this stuff really does bring us together, because we are not alone in this world. Okay, we're just not. We think, that we have very kind of like experiences in our minds, particularly that when we have anxiety and depression and we have stress, we feel like there's nobody out here to help us. And we're having a very kind of like isolated experience because we can't see outside. We become very helpless, hopeless, right? And so what we want to do is have something that we can hold on to, a spiritual focus of support. This is something that's really going to support you with your health, with your stress, with just kind of giving you a better quality of life. Boom. So big ups, big ups, big ups to your spiritual support, fam. Seriously, it's just the best. Yinka, am I through with time? How am I doing, sis? Okay, you're muted. We can't hear you. Go ahead. You're muted though. I can't hear you if you're speaking. You're still muted. I don't know who you're speaking to. You're speaking to me. I can't hear you. There you are.
All right. Sorry about that. No, I said you were doing fantastic, Dr. Lamney. I really want to give you some time to, catch your breath, because you are giving us some gems. We got the chat jumping. We're streaming on LinkedIn, on Twitter. So we got people who are participating, they're retweeting, they're sharing. And I just wanted to say kudos to you. You still got time, but I want you to relax and give you some time. I'm going to give a 5-minute intermission. Okay. You can go, catch your breath and drink some water, and then we can come back and start again. So thank you very much, Dr. Lamney. This has been, oh my God, this is exactly what I needed.
I appreciate you. Hey, I love you. All right, sis. I'll see you in a bit. Okay.
All right. We will be back in 5-minute intermission. So please join us back in 5 minutes, everyone.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow. I hope you guys were dancing. As Dr. Lamney has said, it's one of the things that you do definitely want to do to relieve that stress. I know that, when I was younger, I used to like to go to the clubs and the lounge and dance. I don't care if anybody was dancing with me. I just wanted to dance because it was my time to release the stress. So I definitely miss those days because of COVID. I haven't really been out there. So I'm trying to find ways to release more stress. And having Dr. Lamney here has been fantastic. I'm going to bring her back on stage because this has been wonderful. Okay, like we're all jotting down things. Like honestly, everybody's like, "Oh my God, I didn't realize that I need to breathe. Oh my God, that was so good." I'm like, "Yes." Because we do forget, honestly, we do forget that breathing is important. We forget a lot of the things that as kids we used to do, to
Yep.
just, make us feel better when we're down or something like that. So you are like reinforcing a lot of the things that is important to us. Man, I'm going to let you take it away. I'm going to remove myself, but man, Dr. Lamney, thank you. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. My pleasure, Yinka. Thank you for having me. Yinka, like a lot of the stuff that I'm saying is stuff that we already know, but that we just forget to put into practice. And this is all about awareness. It's like, oh, I read that, I know that already. I'm like, yeah, but are you doing it? Like, is it part of your life? Are you incorporating it? Is it something that you're practicing? And that's what life is. Life is a practice. It's about taking this wisdom and making it something that's tangible for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and give a couple more tips, but I do want to do a practice, because I want to give us an opportunity to really let things go and just like de-stress. So a couple more tips. All right, caffeine. Oof. I don't know how many cups of coffee you're having, but like you might want to look at that. You really like, caffeine is a stimulant. If you're already stressed out, it's only going to give you more heart palpitations. In the morning it makes sense to wake up because you're low energy, unless you're already manic. So that's like different, right? And I'm laughing because like so much of what's happening in the space here for us in the metaverse and NFTs and blockchain, etc. Okay, I'll start slowing down. right? Look how fast I'm speaking. That I'm being mindful. I'm pausing, right? Yinka was like, "Lem, we're gonna take a break. Have a sip of water. Go ahead and have a drink. Like, and what am I drinking? Is it water? How many cups of water am I having? So being mindful of the caffeine that you're drinking. The other thing too is reducing the amount of time that you have in contact with negative folks. Okay, negative folks, negative folks, negative folks. All right, this is what we're talking about here. Like you really kind of want to be mindful of the people that are coming into your space, into your life. This is something we have a lot of drama in the NFT space. I don't know if you noticed. Okay, people are reactive. People have identities, personalities. Folks are struggling. We're still in a pandemic right now. Now we're having a war. Okay, all of that energy reverberates throughout the human species. Like, we're not in a bubble here. It's kind of like the way that I like to tell people is almost like, how we have like a whole bunch of cells in our bodies, and like, the one in the pinky doesn't know what's happening in this pinky, but they're still in the same body, and they're still kind of like, depending on how fast my heart is beating, like they all feel that. So we're in this body called the earth. That's the bigger body right there. As above, so below. There's a macro system and a micro system. So we're part of that. So with all of that said, being mindful of the negativity that you're entertaining. To be honest with you, limit the amount of news that you're consuming. Me, myself, personally, I do not watch any of it. None of it. None of it. I'm gonna tell you why. And that's my strategy. It does not have to be yours. Everybody has a different level of comfort. But I'm going to tell you why. The reason for that is people tell me anyway. I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it coming down my feed. I'm going to feel it in my body. Okay, like this, and this is contingent on how aware of this you are, right? We're sharing a human experience here, so being mindful of that, of the people who are negative in your life and how you deal with them, because some people who are negative, we can't change how people are. They just are who they are. I have to kind of like really kind of like configure how I'm thinking about them, right? Like how am I going to deal with this person? And for me, my spiritual practice is like compassion. This person is suffering right now. They're either ignorant, acting a fool, or just always have like this negative thinking. And I have to be mindful with some people. I don't tell them all my personal business. I have to be mindful with the people who are in my heart, because not everybody it has the energy that is going to uplift you. You see, and we all have different relationships with different people. Somebody might be negative with you, and that might be completely positive with somebody else, because that's the dynamic that they have. It's not that people in and of themselves are negative. It's just that the experience that they have with you is charged. Okay, so being mindful of that. Like, I have friends, who don't get along with other friends of mine. And I'm like, yo, what's going on between y'all? It's like, yo, I can't stand her. And I'm like, okay, I get it. But that's between them, right? That's how they're getting along. And then vis-a-vis for me too, with people that I don't have that gel with, that I don't have that symphony with, that I don't have that harmony with, right? So I'm gonna let those people go in my mind. All right. I'm gonna be courteous, I'm gonna be kind, whatever, but it doesn't mean that they have to be in my heart. It doesn't mean that I have to be close with them. So being mindful of the negativity. If there's something that comes across your feed, sometimes I have an impulse or reaction to want to respond. I think there was this one time that they did like a top 100 list of like the most like helpful, or like the most educating people in the NFT space. Girl, why did I get upset about that? I was like, I was having a hard day. I was reactive, and here I go on social media. I'm like, how come I'm not on your list? Like just reactive completely. And had I taken a breath, had I taken a pause, had I put the phone down, right? It's not about quitting. It's about taking a break. Okay. And then more often than not, what you realize is that the doubt is gone. It's gone. Like that's it, it's a wrap. So we have to allow things to come and go throughout our bodies, right? Allowing negative people, negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative emotions, negative experiences, circumstances, etc., to come in through our body, witness them, react to them, and let them go. So that's one thing that's super important for us to do. Okay, so moving away from that. All right. doing like celebrating when you have little successes. All right, this is what life is about. We're not always gonna have like a big explosion. I'm not always gonna be on the cover of Forbes magazine, blah 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 blah, right? But that one time that my little art piece was in Forbes, I'm gonna be hyped about that. Like, I'm gonna be so happy about it, right? I have to celebrate my little successes, because then where is the joy? Constantly we're working towards like a bigger goal. What about the small ones that we achieve on a daily basis? I'm achieving a goal. Sometimes it's a miracle in this space, and NFTs in particular. For a lot of people, if they took a break and showered, if they took a break and had 3 meals, if they took a break and drank, okay, those are successes. So on those days that you're noticing that there's a little shift to your behavior, go ahead and celebrate that. That's super dope. Do that, okay? Do that for yourself, because nobody's gonna celebrate you like you're gonna do this for yourself, okay? So it's super important for us to love on ourselves, to self-care, to do this like you're doing right now. Right now, right? Okay, like, I celebrate you for taking this time to love yourself, to kind of like, just appreciate and self-caring. So right here, this is a success. This is something that's celebratory worthy, something that's super dope. So I commend you, big ups to you. Props, flowers, bells all day. Okay, so celebrate that. All right. Next, celebrating this and turning negative experiences into opportunities for learning. Okay. Oof. My goodness. I don't know how many times you've effed up. How many times you failed. Okay. The light comes with the dark. All right. Taking these things as opportunities for growth, the silver lining in life. I'm not saying having toxic positivity. That's not it. What I'm saying is that there's a reason why we suffer. There's a reason why we have obstacles. It's to make us grow. It's to make us kind of recognize that, I've been doing this type of habit for the longest, and I keep on suffering because I continue to do this in this way that does not serve me. So I need to release this experience and understand that, like, when I mess up, this is something that's giving me like value, right? And that I can teach other people about it. I'm like, don't do that. That might not be the best strategy for you. And also, what's right for me is right for me, not necessarily for other people. So not trying to kind of educate folks all the time. Let other people be. Know when to fight, and know when to release. Some of us, can be very dominant, right? And some of us can be very passive. So what we want to do here is, for those people who have a tendency to lean in, lean back. If you're the type of person that's always active, that's always moving, that's always talking, that's always ripping and running, take a pause. This is towards going to equilibrium. If you're somebody that's like typically like sitting back, that's quiet, always observing, challenge yourself, step forward, So these are the things that are super dope for us to do. Notice how these experiences can benefit us. All right. Augmenting your capacity to accept uncertainty. All right. Some of us are control freaks, fam. Some of us are control freaks, and some of us get very, very, very scared. And this is normal. This is absolutely normal when we don't know what's happening next. I don't know what's going to happen in a week, or I wish I did, but I can't control the reality. So what we want to do is plan and be flexible within those plans. All right. This is something that's super dope for us to kind of like think about, particularly now in the pandemic. If you find yourself in complete disarray and you have absolutely no structure, structure gives you certainty. Because I know that if I plan my schedule and that at this time I'm going to eat, then at that time, that's when I'm going to eat. Okay. And then I'm going to feel like I have some authority. I'm going to feel like I have a certain level of agency, right? That I can actually control something in my life. And by having a certain locus of control, that's what brings my mental wealth into alignment, and what gives me a lot of diminution of stress. So this is what we want to do. Okay. Increase your capacity for uncertainty. Next, separate the past from the present. Sisters, brothers, separate the past from the present. What happened yesterday is not happening right now. Let it go. We woke up this morning. It's a new morning. Like, let's be here right now. Let's be here together in this moment, in this point in time. Like, I can't do anything about what happened before, right? I can't do anything about what happened yesterday. I'm not there. I'm not physically there to even interact with it, right? And even my memory of what happened yesterday is gone, right? Because that memory of yesterday is interfacing with what I'm experiencing right here, right now. So being able to separate the past from the present is really going to help us to be to release that stress that we have. Like, and there's something that's making you feel terrible, something that we did incorrectly, you can apologize, release that ego, and admit that we were wrong. Apologize to yourself, apologize to others, make those amendments with people. Take those steps to rectify those relationships or those situations with people that you know in your heart that you was just like, nah, I'm not gonna. You were digging in your heels. Like, we all have those moments in life where we're just too proud, so like, be humble, try to practice that humility, and you see how it comes to peace, if not for that other person, for yourself. Like, having all of that within your body really creates this tightness, this rigidity. Release, let it go. Okay, bells for that. All right, separating the past from the present. A couple more recommendations, and then we'll do our practice. All right, keeping a diary. Yay! For those of you who like to write, this is a wonderful strategy. Keeping a diary, particularly right now as we go through this pandemic, this is going to be a beautiful kind of like historical account of what we experience in this time. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a writer. I've been writing since I was 7 years old. This is a wonderful way and a wonderful practice for me to look at my trajectory in life. Like, I can see how I was I can see how I was thinking when I was 7, and see how like I was thinking when I was like 15, 20, and see kind of like it's a good opportunity for us to think and have an abstract and objective viewpoint. When I put everything down on paper, it's on paper. It's on paper. It's no longer in my mind, right? So I can take it out. I can take it out and I can look at what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, and I can look at it objectively. This is just like tracking that I was talking about earlier, right? With a tracking from a scale of 1 to 10, how am I feeling? How am I thinking? This is very similar, right? This is an opportunity to be objective, to not be reactive, to be proactive, and to look at the data. Okay, this is really wonderful because we can't hold everything in our heads. It's easier when we do some brainstorming, and if I have like 55 things to do, instead of like, oh shit, I got this to do, I got that to do. Now I'll write it down. I'll write the whole list down. Then I'll organize what is the most important, right? I'll put it in one tier, second tier, all the buckets. I'll prioritize everything. And then I'll do an action plan about all the objectives and all the steps that I need to do to get to that. And then I'll put a timeline on it. I put a timeline on it to see where I need to go. And that way the ship is steering, right? It's not just aimlessly floating in the ocean, right? I have a direction, although there's going to come tides that's going to keep me off course or move me this way or that way. At least I can come back to center and keep moving forward. So having that structure, having your diaries, having a plan, all of these things are really important for our stress. All right. Know what your capacities are. All right. Know what your capacities are. Know what your strengths and your limitations are. Not everybody's perfect. There's something that you do in life that nobody does it the way that you do. Come on now, bells to that. Like, you are a genius in something. They're like, yo, I make some dope ass chicken. Can nobody make chicken the way that I do? Okay, there is something that you have. There's a gift, there's a talent that you're like, yo, I'm the bomb.com at this. Okay. So like, what we want to do is we want to recognize that, because what we'll do is we'll have a tendency to focus on the negative. We'll have a tendency to always kind of like look for safety, right? Because this is the tracking mind. This is the mind that's looking for that tiger to protect ourselves, right? The tiger. Again, coming back from that tiger that we were talking about earlier, that tiger can be a negative self-thinking, right? Oh, I can't do this. Like, I can't keep up. Like, I can't do that. Like, people are better than me. I'm not the best artist. Like, how come that person's has more like a following than me? They got a bigger Discord, this, that, and the third. Like, nah, fam, let that go. Like, focusing on what it is that I do well and understanding that I am not perfect, right? That there's are things that I'm not going to be able to do as well, but that I can move towards, like, remediating that, and doing the things that I need to put into practice to be better in that realm, rather than beating myself up. I need to hold the dark with the light. We're talking again, equilibrium, 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 fam. All right, this is it. All right. What else do I want to speak about real quick here when we're talking? The good day rule. All right. Sometimes we gotta fake it till we make it. Yo, today I'm gonna have a good day. I don't care what nobody says. I'm gonna have a good day. Amen. Big ups and shouts out to that. I'm gonna have a good day. I just don't care. Like today I'm smiling. I'm happy. Yo, I don't care if you step on my foot. Like that's all right. It was a mistake. I'ma still have a good day. And coming back to that center, having that determination, that focus, that intentionality, that regardless of what happens today is going to be dope, because that's what I want. That's what I want to create. This is my life, right? I'm creating my life as I go, right? Easier said than done. Again, this is a practice, but the rule of the good day is going to be like, this is my determination. This is my focus. This is what I'm going to focus on. This is what I'm going to manifest. This is what I'm going to bring in, regardless of what happens, right? Things might happen, but then again, I'm gonna let that slide, right? If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Okay, if it doesn't apply, you let that fly. Let's go. All right, next, really quickly, accepting that I'm not responsible for the emotions of others is really gonna help us with our stress. I can't control other people's feelings. I'm a psychologist. I just can't. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to control nobody's attitudes. I can't control my brother, my mother, my father, my kids, none of that. My friends, people are who they are. I can't control them. Understanding that, like, I'm not responsible for other people's feelings. Yes, if I hurt you, I'm going to feel bad for that. And I'm going to say, I'm sorry from my heart. I didn't mean to do that. I don't want to hurt anybody. Nobody wants to be hurt. Okay? Like that's not what I have in my heart for anyone. And at the same time, if I apologize to somebody and they still don't want to receive the apology, or are upset, or are sad or depressed, I'm not responsible to take care of your feelings. That's for everybody to do on their own. I know a lot of us are caretakers. A lot of us feel responsible for how others are doing. Like I that's not your job. That is not your job. That is the other person. That is every individual's job to do that for ourselves. That's what I do for me. Nobody, it's nobody's job to take care of my feelings. I can't put that on nobody else. What's that? Can't nobody take care of me? That's my responsibility. So being mindful of that is super important. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Stop comparing yourself. Stop comparing yourself to other people in your family. Stop comparing yourself to your friends, to the artists, to other people in the space, other folks in the metaverse. Everybody's different and unique. Everybody is beautiful. Everybody has something gorgeous to offer this world. Again, earlier I said you do something that nobody else does it like you. Stay in that lane. Okay. Comparing yourself brings your distraction and brings your focus out from yourself. Why? Don't do that. Refrain from that. Okay. And this I'm gonna stop with this one. And then we'll go into the practice. Okay. Limit how many things you put on your plate. Okay. Learn to say how to say no. Okay, this is super important, fam. Like, I'm guilty of this. I'm so guilty. I wish I had 15 clones. I want to help everybody. I want to do everything. I want to be in the mix. I want to do that. I want to do this, right? But I understand that, like, I'm one person. Like, I cannot do it all. Like, if you want to do more things, then try to understand the structure. Hire people. Delegate. Don't feel like you have to do everything by yourself. Have other people support you, help you. You don't have to do everything alone. If no, and then put things on a timeline, prioritize. I'm like, yo, I can't do that right now. I would love to, but I could do that in a week. I could do that down in 3 months. I could do that next year. But right now, this is not the time. Right. So being able to kind of be mindful of the things that we can and cannot do, and how many responsibilities or bookings we do is super important. All right. Say happy, positive things about yourself. Affirmations. Things that that are true. Don't say some shit that that's not true. Okay. Like, say some stuff that like that that nobody can contend with you on that point. Reaffirm that to yourself. Like, You know the things that you do well. Repeat that. Like, I'm a good person. I try the best, to my ability. I try to be helpful. I try to be loving. The things that that you do well in life, like, reaffirm that. Say that to yourself. Those are the positive things. Those are the things that are going to increase your self-esteem, that is going to bring you up on those moments when you're down, fam. Come on, don't beat yourself up. Sometimes we're really difficult and hard on ourselves. Like, we need to let that go. For those of us that are so proud, there's nothing that I don't do wrong. Come on now. Come on, like, being humble a little bit, and being like, yeah, I'm not perfect at everything. It's okay. It's okay to let that go. All right. So understanding what your strong points, understanding what your opportunities for strengths are super dope. All right. So with that said, we're gonna slow down now. So that's it for the didactic part of my talk. Now we're gonna do a practice. All right. So I'm gonna start now. All right. So we want to do these practices when we're nervous, when we're irritated, when we're tense, when we're noticing that our muscles are tight, right? This is what we want to do. So um all right, right now I want to invite you. We're going to do a guided meditation. If you'd like to join me, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to. But this is an offering for you from me today. Okay? So if you like, you can either take a comfortable position wherever you're at. If you're sitting down or laying, you're not doing anything with your body. You're just allowing your body to be. Okay, you're not forcing it. You're not fixing it. You're just allowing the body to rest. If you're sitting, allow yourself to sit. If you're laying, allow yourself to lay. There's nothing to do right now. Inviting you to take a deep breath in and release. Taking another deep breath, healthy breath, all the way down to the bottom of your belly and releasing. Taking another gentle breath, a healthy breath, and letting it all go. Bringing your awareness now
I think we may have lost. Okay, there she is. She's back.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't
I,
know.
I, I
Here we
got I
go.
got so into it that I
Let's
forgot
start.
to
Let's
stop
start again.
hearing you. I
I'm
was like,
sorry. Let's go. Let's do it again. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Go ahead and take another deep breath in and release. Taking another gentle breath all the way down to the bottom of your belly and letting it go. Bringing your awareness now to your breathing, noticing how the oxygen comes in through your nose, down your throat, and filling your lungs with vital energy. Breathing in fully vital energy. Exhaling all that stale air from your lungs. Bringing in full oxygen into your body. And releasing everything that does not serve you. Bringing your attention now to your breath, noticing the rise and fall of your chest while you breathe. Breathing in calmness. Exhaling all the stress. Breathing in fully. Exhaling fully. Bringing your awareness now to your belly button, noticing the rise and fall of your belly button while you breathe. Breathing in fully, calmness. exhaling all the stress. While you breathe, you feel more calm. While you breathe out, you feel less stress. Bringing your awareness now to your chest, noticing the rise and fall of your breath while you breathe. Breathing in fully, fresh oxygen towards your body. Letting go of everything that does not serve you. Breathing at your own pace. Bringing your awareness to your breath. Noticing if your breath is smooth or cool, warm or choppy. Just noticing your breath. No judgment. Breathing in fully, fresh oxygen. Vital energy. Letting go of everything that does not serve you. While you breathe in, you feel calm. While you breathe out, you feel less stress. Bringing your awareness now to your feet. Noticing any sensations in your feet, perhaps some tension, discomfort, perhaps nothing at all. Just noticing your feet. Breathing in fully, fresh oxygen towards your feet. Releasing all the stress from your feet with your breath. While you breathe in, you feel more relaxed. While you breathe out, you feel healthy. Bringing your awareness now to your heels, ankles, shins, calves. Breathing in fully fresh oxygen towards these body parts. And releasing all the stress with your breath. While you breathe in, you feel calm. While you breathe out, you feel healthy. Bringing your awareness now to your knees, noticing any sensations there, perhaps tightness, pressure, discomfort, pain, perhaps nothing at all, just noticing. Breathing in full oxygen towards your knees. Releasing all the infirmity and everything that does not serve you with your breath. While you breathe in, your knees feel healthy. While you breathe out, you feel calm. Bringing your awareness now to your thighs, hamstrings, quadriceps. Breathing in fully fresh oxygen towards these body parts. And allowing yourself to relax with your exhale. While you breathe in, you feel calm. While you breathe out, you release the stress. Bringing your attention now, your awareness, to your hips, your spine, noticing any sensations there, any tightness, rigidity, pain, perhaps nothing there. Breathing in fully fresh oxygen towards those body parts. No judgment. And releasing everything that does not serve you. While you breathe in, you feel healthy. While you breathe out, you feel peace. Bringing your awareness now to your belly. Noticing if your stomach is satiated, full, empty. Noticing the sensations there. No judgment, just awareness. Noticing your belly. Taking a deep breath in. Healthy breath. And releasing all the stress that does not serve you from your belly. While you breathe in, you feel calm. While you breathe out, you release the stress. Bringing your awareness now to your organs, your liver, pancreas, kidneys, uterus, your bladder, your prostate. Breathing in fully fresh oxygen towards your organs. Releasing all the stress with your breath. While you breathe in, you feel healthy. While you breathe out, you feel calm. Bringing your awareness now to your heart. Noticing your heartbeat. Noticing if it's smooth or choppy, fast or slow. Noticing your heart, no judgment, just awareness. Breathing in fully, fresh oxygen towards your heart, healthy heart. Releasing all the pain and suffering that does not serve you. While you breathe in, you feel calm. While you breathe out, you feel peace. Bringing your awareness now to your lungs. Noticing your breathing. Filling your lungs now with vital oxygen, vital energy. Exhaling everything that doesn't serve you. While you breathe in, you feel healthy. While you breathe out, you feel peace. Bringing your awareness now to your neck, shoulders, noticing any tension there, any tightness, perhaps nothing at all, just awareness, no judgment, just noticing. Breathing in full oxygen towards your shoulders, towards your neck. Letting go of all the stress with your breath. While you breathe in, you feel happy. While you breathe out, you relax. Bringing your attention and your awareness now to your arms, biceps, quadriceps, elbows, forearms, triceps, wrists, palms, thumb, finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. Breathing fresh oxygen into your body, into your arms, to your hands. Releasing everything that does not serve you. While you breathe in, you feel healthy. While you breathe out, you release the tension. Bringing your awareness now to your throat, mouth, teeth, roof of the mouth, top lip, bottom lip, right cheek, left cheek, nose, right nostril, left nostril, tip of the nose, right eye, left eye, forehead, head, right ear, left ear, middle of the head, brain. Breathing in fresh oxygen towards your face, towards your brain, healing energy. Releasing everything that doesn't serve you. While you breathe in, you feel calm. While you breathe out, you feel healthy. Bringing your entire awareness to your full body, from the bottom of your toes all the way to the top of your head, feet, legs, thighs, back, spine, organs, hips, shoulders, arms, bones, throat, neck, head. Breathing fully fresh oxygen towards your entire body, healing energy. Releasing any darkness and anything that does not serve you from your body with your breath. Bringing your awareness and your attention now to your thoughts, Noticing your thoughts in this moment. Your thoughts are like clouds on the screen of your mind, clouds that come and go. Observe your thoughts. Bringing your awareness now to your feelings in this moment. No judgment, just awareness. Observe your feelings. Your feelings are like winds on the screen of your mind, clouds and winds that come and go. Observe your feelings. Observe yourself. Observe yourself. When I count to the number 3, if your eyes are closed, you'll open them. And if not, we'll bring your awareness back to the session, taking these moments to appreciate the time that you have taken to care for yourself, to love yourself, to connect with your body, with your mind, with your spirit. Ashe. 1, 2, 3. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes, inviting movement back into your body, stretching out, wiggling your hands, wiggling your toes, and stretching out as much as your body requires you to do so. Thank you, fam. Appreciate and love you. Thank you so much.
Ashe, Ashe. Oh my goodness, Dr. Lim. Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was well needed. I feel refreshed. I feel like well, those of you that participated, I'm sure you feel the same thing, that you're ready to tackle this week coming up. Thank you. Wow, that was
Pleasure.
exactly what I needed. Kind of selfish here.
Oh, we all need it. Never selfish. Yeah, self-care is never selfish.
That's true. That is so true. That is so true. And as you said, it's important for us to focus on ourselves and recenter and come back to, who we are and what we want and where we are at the moment. So I appreciate that. I want to spend the next maybe 10 minutes just getting to know you, right?
Okay.
I have the pleasure of knowing you since last year. But a lot of people who have tuned in, this is their first time tapping into you and they see your greatness. So, you mentioned a few things about yourself, but why don't you take the time to introduce yourself formally?
Okay. Oh, pleasure, David. Yes. Okay. So I'm Lemni. Coming back to life. I'm a clinical psychologist trained, 25 years of boots on the ground, with experience working in community mental health, social work, working in prisons, juvenile halls, things of that nature. I work a lot with women who are survivors of gender-based violence, who've been sexually trafficked in Uganda and in Nepal. So at this point in my life right now, I do a lot of training. What happened to me was, during this pandemic, I hit like a midlife crisis. I had kind of peaked, Yinka. I peaked in my career. I was a director of behavioral health at a federally qualified health center. I was running programs there in West Oakland, and so like I just had a high pressure job. In West Oakland, we have a lot of community violence. And so it was my responsibility and my job to manage a staff of 150 people. And really provide them with the support to kind of center themselves so they could provide, the support to the people in the community that were coming in to receive services. But what happened with that job was that I kind of like, after doing this for 25 years, I burned out and doing it in that way, So, I'm also a writer. I came into life as someone who was really interested in the arts, but, having like, parents who are immigrants and having grown up in the United States, they were really practical, and they're like, no, you're going to be a doctor. You need to do something. They're like, get out of here with this writing and this filmmaking. I went to school for filmmaking, and they're like, no, you're not gonna do that. So, I shifted careers a little bit, and what my major was. I changed my major like 5 times. I've got 5 degrees. I have a lot of, a lot of interests in life, and so finally, when I came into NFTs, it was really like an opportunity for me to kind of be integrated, right? I left that job and I started freelancing in when I left the job in West Oakland, because as a woman, I wasn't really given kind of like the tools and the finances, right, to be able to implement the programs that I wanted to put into place. I was doing things that nobody was doing, like, like yoga, acupuncture, yoga, dancing, singing, using federal dollars, right, to put these programs into place. But then I wasn't getting the infrastructure in the building that I needed, to kind of like make these things happen operationally. So, I decided that I kind of wanted to start doing freelance work, and just went rogue, and started consulting, etc. And then NFTs came into the game, and I was like, oh my goodness, I get to do art, like I get to like do like stuff that I like, and so I heard first about them in 2020 in October for the first time, NFTs. And my friend was like, he's an artist. And he's like, yo, you need to come into the space. I want you to learn about this, And I was like, no, I don't like tech. Like, that's not my wheelhouse. I don't mind computers, but it's just kind of like, I'm from the 80s. Like, I didn't grow up with computers like that. And like, I just like to play outside, So like, and I like to hang out. Like, I think computers are fascinating. I love them, but they're not like, I have traumas around technology. Like, my brother didn't let me play with a Nintendo, So like, all of those things kind of like have impasses for me and kind of traumas that I need to overcome when I'm coming to the space. So NFTs has been really like a big challenge for me, coming into the metaverse and doing all of these things, but still I rise, like, so big ups to all of y'all who like having challenges and all of that. Like, it is super important to like, be, like I was saying earlier, if you're a tendency to lean back with something, lean into it, try to challenge yourself. So, I have been collected, one of ones. I've been collected by the World of Women. I've been in Forbes magazine. I've been in about a dozen shows right now at this point. I work with the Dream Conduit, and the Dream Conduit, I'm an NFT coach. It's a nonprofit, carbon neutral DAO. The first of its kind in the U.S. So I'm really super happy to be involved in that. I'm also an NFT curator with NFT Tips in the Searchlight team. We put together NFT NYC. We put together, Art Basel, Domance, which was a show in the metaverse. We're super happy and excited about all those programs, doing things right now with South by Southwest as well. And so really hyped about that. What else am I doing right now? I'm with Hanifa, and we're doing something called the Mint List, and I'm the first creative director there at the Mint List. So big ups to Hanifa. And the Mint List, she's interviewing NFT artists who are musicians and who are doing NFT music, and she is doing a podcast with them that's being shown right now on Spotify. So what I'm doing is, my role is to do the art. That's the cover art for those shows. So I've been super busy in the space. I'm very happy with all the projects that I've been doing. Lots of social impact things. Things that are not just only like putting out my art, but things that have utility. I have one NFT right now that I'm selling that has like spirituality attached to it as an unlockable. So again, this space has been something that for me has really given me the opportunity to shine in all my magnitude. I do a lot of meditation when it comes to like the coaching. I do a lot of spaces. As you can tell, I can talk for days, but I really do like to be quiet. So like, I'm that rah person, because I do have 15 years of experience of managing groups and being trained as a psychologist, doing rooms and doing these drop parties and all this stuff is second nature to me. So it's really about, again, like identifying what your strengths are and having that be transferable skills here in the metaverse, in the blockchain, in this space. Like, there's so many things that we're doing in our other parts of our lives in IRL that really do apply here. So that's me in a nutshell, Yinka. I don't know if there's any other questions, but I'll stop right there.
Dr. Lamney, you are amazing.
I
You're
love you.
so fantastic. Everyone is giving you kudos in chat. This has been one of the most awesome sessions ever to be able to take us through what and why we're feeling certain ways, right? And then talk about what we need to start implementing, and then go through that meditation exercise. That's fantastic, right? Because it's introducing a lot of people to ways to relieve stress, and recenter themselves. And I've been talking about this for a minute. So I know that, today you have come through, you have fulfilled the mission, and I truly thank you. Everyone, we're going to have Dr. Lamney back. As she says, she is an NFT artist and she's been successful with her art. We're going to have her come and showcase her art, and I can't wait to have you back here, giving us some good visuals, who you are and what you're presenting, because I've seen some of your art and they're fantastic.
Thank you,
Uh,
sis.
we had a lot of comments about the bell. People have been introduced to the bell, so they understand what I was talking about before. So I'm really excited for that. Let's see. I think we have one more comment, or maybe a few, if you don't
Yeah.
mind.
No, sure.
People are just congratulating you. They're giving you your flowers, your kudos.
Okay.
It's been fantastic, and they can't wait to see your art as well. So I'm really excited
Nice.
about that. And when we have you, come back, we're gonna give you your spotlight again. Have you join us, during the NFT Tuesday session. I just want to thank you. And you always are family. You're part of the community, and I definitely am blessed to be surrounded, by you and your spirit, and have you in my life. Because I remember meeting you for the first time on Clubhouse, and it was like, oh wow, she's really dope. Oh my gosh, she's doing a lot of stuff. This is cool. And since then it's been like, yeah, wherever Dr. Lamney is, I'm gonna try to be, and all these things. So I'm grateful to be connected to you. And I know a lot more people are gonna want to tap into you.
Yes.
Please share how people can connect with you. Maybe have you as a speaker, etc. So go ahead and give your info.
Absolutely. So you can connect with me on Twitter if you like, and I'm at Lem_NY, Lemney. So again, that's at Lem_NY. And that's the same spot that you can find me on Instagram as well. And that's the best way to kind of connect with me. I keep my back channels open, okay, both on Instagram, and I do watch out for those hackers and for those people. But that's the way that you can contact me. I'm also participating. I'm on Ecolabs in that project, so follow Ecolabs. That's another project that you can contact me there. As well as Queen's Collection. So those are different collections that I'm working on, supporting with community management, etc. And so those are the best ways to contact me. Thank you so much, Yinka. Bells, bells, and bells. Well done for the conference. Holler, let's go.
Thank you
Love
very much.
you.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Have you a wonderful,
Thank you.
Sunday. I
Too.
know I heard the birds. So I know the weather is nice over there. So enjoy. And thank you once again.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sis. Pleasure. Take care, everyone. Thank you for having me, and have a wonderful, blessed day. Till next time. Peace.
All right, everyone. Wow, what a session, right? That has been fantastic. I really thank everyone for joining us today. You know what? The discussion does not end here. Let's go back, jump into the Discord, look at that banner streaming right now, womenofblockchain.org/Discord. Jump in, connect with us. Let's continue the conversation. It's really important for us to be centered, to exercise, some of the things all of the things actually that Dr. Lamney provided for us, because they're all valuable. And also don't forget to dance, because, the intermission, the outro music is about to come back on. And, enjoy yourself, breathe, relax, take time to center yourself. Your emotions and your feelings are important. Everything that we learned today. So exercise that. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow. We are going to start all over again with Mind Your Money Mondays with Nigel Roberts. Okay. We're going to have Dr. Tammy and as well as Crypto Witch. So they're going to have a panel discussion. There's going to be a lot of individuals who are going to speak. Nigel Roberts is going to be part of a panel discussion with Shira. So it's going to be great. Shaylee is going to talk about CBDC. We're going to have a lot of great things tomorrow. So I want y'all to tap in, tune in, join us because this is a celebration. International Women of Blockchain. We are out here. We're showcasing, we're strong, we're building, we're creating, and we're doing a lot of stuff. And I want y'all to tap into us. Okay, so go to womenofblockchain.org, purchase your ticket if you haven't, or join us on Discord. All right, everyone, have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy and get ready for the rest of the week.